Hello, everyone, and welcome back to our channel. Today, we're delving into a case that cast a dark shadow over rural China, a story of a man who became one of the country's most prolific and feared serial killers. This is the chilling story of Yang Xinhai, a man dubbed the Monster Killer. Between the years 2000 and 2003, a wave of terror swept across the provinces of Henan, Hebei, Anhui, and Shandong. Entire families were being brutally attacked in their homes, often in the dead of night. The attacker was swift, ruthless, and left behind scenes of unimaginable horror. The police were baffled. The attacks were widespread, the victims seemingly random, and the perpetrator left behind very little evidence. He was like a phantom, a terrifying specter haunting the countryside. For years, communities lived in fear, wondering who could be committing such heinous acts and, more importantly, why. The man behind this reign of terror was Yang Xinhai. Born in 1968 in a poor farming village in Henan, his early life was unremarkable on the surface. He was described as introverted and intelligent, but he dropped out of school in 1985 and began a life of drifting and petty crime. This descent into lawlessness marked a significant turning point. He was sentenced to labor camps multiple times for theft and other offenses. It was during these stints that a deep-seated resentment toward society seemed to fester within him. He felt wronged, cheated by life, and by the justice system. This simmering anger would eventually explode into an unparalleled spree of violence. Upon his release from prison in 1999, Yang Xinhai did not seek to reintegrate into society. Instead, he began his murderous rampage. His method was terrifyingly consistent. He would travel on a bicycle, wearing new clothes and shoes to avoid leaving tracks, and select isolated farmhouses as his targets. Under the cover of darkness, he would break in and attack the inhabitants with whatever tools he could find: hammers, axes, shovels. His motive, if one can even call it that, was a twisted form of revenge against a society he felt had wronged him. In his own confession, he stated, "When I kill people, it inspires me to kill more. I don't care whether they deserve to live or not. It is none of my business." This chilling statement offers a glimpse into a mind devoid of empathy, driven by a pure and terrifying impulse to destroy. The scale of his crimes was staggering. He moved from province to province, leaving a trail of devastation in his wake. In one instance, he attacked a family of 6, leaving only one survivor, a young girl who was severely injured. In another, he targeted a family, then returned to the same village just days later to attack another household. His audacity was as shocking as his brutality. He showed no remorse, no hesitation. The victims were men, women, and even children. Their only crime was being in their homes when he decided to strike. The media began calling him the Monster Killer, a name that captured the public's horror and disbelief. For 3 long years, the police struggled to connect the dots. The crimes were spread across a vast geographical area, and forensic technology at the time was limited, especially in rural regions. The breakthrough finally came in November 2003. During a routine police inspection in Guangzhou, Hebei province, Yang was stopped and questioned. His suspicious behavior raised red flags. The police detained him and ran his DNA. The results were a bombshell. His DNA matched samples found at multiple crime scenes across 4 different provinces. The Phantom had finally been caught. The Monster Killer had a name and a face. During his interrogation, Yang Xinhai confessed to everything. Calmly and methodically, he detailed 67 murders and numerous other assaults across 26 separate attacks. His confession was as cold and detached as his crimes. He explained his twisted worldview, stating that killing was normal, just another part of life. He talked about enjoying the act, the power it gave him. He saw his victims not as human beings, but as symbols of the society that he believed had rejected him. His desire for revenge had mutated into a monstrous addiction to violence. Yang Xinhai's trial was swift. In February 2004, he was found guilty and sentenced to death. He showed no emotion as the verdict was read. Just 2 weeks later, he was executed. His execution brought an end to one of the most terrifying chapters in modern Chinese criminal history. The case of Yang Xinhai left deep scars on the nation. It exposed vulnerabilities in rural law enforcement and highlighted the challenges of tracking a mobile predator in a vast country. For the families of the victims, the pain is immeasurable. Their lives were shattered by a senseless act of violence from a man who had lost his humanity. The story serves as a stark reminder of the darkness that can exist and the importance of vigilance and justice. It forces us to confront uncomfortable questions about the roots of such extreme violence and what can be done to prevent such tragedies from happening again. The communities he terrorized have slowly begun to heal, but the memory of the monster killer lingers. His case remains a subject of study for criminologists and a cautionary tale whispered in the places he once haunted. It's a testament to the resilience of the human spirit in the face of unimaginable evil, and a somber tribute to the innocent lives that were so cruelly taken. Thank you for joining us for this deep dive into a truly sobering case. If you found this analysis insightful, please consider liking this video and subscribing to our channel for more content. Stay safe, and we'll see you in the next one.